Well, Growers Edge, I think, has made us more money by allowing me to survey the local bids that I'm in the area that I want to sell my grain. The local elevators and the ethanol plants know that this information is out there, so they've got to be competitive if they want to get the grain. You know, we've been able to maximize our return on our farm.
Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's October 15th, 2013. To my left is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbito. A mixed trade in Chicago on a little bit more volatility. Let's turn over to Fire Tip to see how we ended. Corn was up 6.5 cents, soybeans down 6 cents, wheat in Chicago off 6 3/4, and Kansas City was off 5 1/4 cents as well. You know, Logan, these markets have been pretty sleepy over the last week and a half with really very little fundamental news to go on. Today we did get some information from the NOPA crush numbers.
Yeah, we got those numbers out here at 11 o'clock Central Time, and certainly a good number for any soybean bulls out there. We saw 108.68 million bushels reported by NOPA crushed during the month of September. That was about 2 million bushels higher than what the trade was expecting, and you know, to be honest, I thought there would be a little bit more of a reaction to that number than we saw here in the trade. Certainly really didn't do a lot to pop the soybean market, and you know, we thought coming into this report there'd be more of a spotlight on these NOPA numbers in an environment where we don't get any other USDA data, but that really didn't seem to be the case here today. We are still getting some better than expected yield numbers even from northern states right now, and even in areas of Iowa where people had a lot of concerns. So at the moment that seems to be trumping any of these kind of demand side stories that are coming into the market that we think would be supporting the trade.
You know, I think there's a couple things at play for the soybean market, keeping downward pressure on there. We did run into that technical area that we were talking about yesterday, right around that 200-day moving average. And then, like you said, that the harvest pressure is going to continue to push down both corn and soybeans, although we did see corn move a little bit higher here today. You know, another piece of information that we did get was some estimates about the export inspections from the government. Now, these are just estimates. They're not actual reported numbers by the USDA. As we know, they are still closed. What we did get is wheat was estimated at 25 million bushels being exported, corn at 21 million bushels, and soybeans at 47 million bushels. A little bit on the light side for both corn and wheat as compared to what the analysts were expecting. Soybeans, once again, had another little bit of a piece of bullish information there, coming in a little bit above what the analysts were expecting, but again, we neglected to move higher today in soybeans.
Yeah, you know, on soybeans today we did trade right down and kind of hit that area of 1266 that we've been watching for a while. That's going to be really important to keep an eye on from a technical aspect. If we're able to close firmly below 1266, as we've kind of talked about in the last couple of days, that's going to open the door there to further gains just from a technical aspect, especially if these fundamental drivers coming in aren't really able to prop up the trade. So as I said, keep an eye on 1266. You know, in terms of corn today, we did get a little support today by some rumors in the market that the Chinese may have bought 300,000 tons of corn, of U.S. corn, for delivery between February and March. Totally unconfirmed at this point, and certainly it only adds kind of to the attention. You know, we're having these export sales, but we're not getting them formally reported by the USDA. At some point here, when the government turns back on, we are going to be getting all these reports probably en masse. So that could provide some volatility here to this market. That could be an interesting time frame as we discover in actuality how much grain has been reported here over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've really been kind of in the dark here in the last couple of weeks, and once all that information does come back onto the market, how the market's going to react could be in a very volatile, very swift manner. Definitely, if you're a producer or a trader out there, you better be prepared when those government reports do get released.
Yeah, certainly. Well, we did get news here recently that we won't be getting any EIA numbers out tomorrow, and as expected, export sales reports canceled for Thursday as well. Certainly, though, in outside markets and for the grains, it's going to be an interesting couple days here as we approach that October 17th deadline for the debt ceiling issue to be resolved. At this point, it seems like the government shutdown and the debt ceiling are kind of joined at the hip. We'll have to see if they can resolve it here in Washington and get some of this data flowing once again here to the grain market. But as you said, Brock, it's been a quiet couple days. Would expect that to continue here until we kind of get some fireworks from Washington to really get things going. If you have any questions about that or want to take a look at the trading software that we have here at the office, our number is 877-472-4607. As always, thanks a lot for joining us here on GrainTV. We'll see you tomorrow.